a really good team, but both have a lot of aspects that we think could allow them to help us sooner rather than later. So I'll turn it over to you guys. Maybe say a couple things and then I'll ask questions. So.
Well, Anthony Melton, and I'm just excited to be here. Like you said, a very good team, and I can't wait to just come in, contribute, bring everything I have to the table, and get back to the finals. Get to the finals next year.
Well, like I said, Vincent Edwards, it's ecstatic to be here. It's an unbelievable feeling to actually be down here and just coming into a great organization, to a great team with great leadership. And like you said, it's working on getting back there and taking that next step, give it everything I have, and be the all-around guy that I can be in just whatever the team needs.
Open for questions? D'Anthony, how difficult was it for you to have to sit out all last year, and how eager are you to get back onto the court?
I think it was pretty difficult. It's an emotional roller coaster. Some games I thought I was about to play. Some games, I was closer than others. So it was really difficult to navigate. I went through every day like I was about to play the next game. So it was tough to go through, but I'm glad I got through it, and I'm glad I'm here, and I just can't wait to put on a jersey and get right to work.
What'd you learn from that experience?
Communication. Communication is the most important thing you could have. Just constant updates and just checking up on people, and just anyone that is close to you. You feel like it's close to you, just seeing what's going on, what are they talking about.
Anthony, what did it mean to you that Daryl said yesterday he thought if that hadn't happened, you could have been a top 20 pick, and they're very comfortable with what went on, have no concerns?
I think it's huge. I mean, when he called me, he said they were ecstatic to get me, and no matter what they said, I wasn't falling past him. So it was big to hear that, and then put a head coach on the phone too, and have him saying the same things. It was very special, just because watching him on TV and watching what they did this year, just feel like I was that extra piece that they needed or that they wanted. So to get back to the finals.
Daryl, you said sooner rather than later. What could D'Anthony bring to you sooner rather than later? What do you think?
Defense. I think you saw in a couple of our playoff series with some really quick guards, especially Utah. Had a couple guys, Exum and Burks, who gave us trouble. Being able to guard the perimeter, and especially some of the quicker guards in the league, we think that's something he can bring right out of the box.
D'Anthony, having spent some time in the Drew League, have you crossed paths with James or some of the other Rockets players who play out there?
I actually have. I played against Chris Paul and James Harden, so that was pretty interesting to watch. That was a very
didn't seem fair. Tell me about it. I was like, that doesn't seem like
a very high energy game. It was James Harden, Chris Paul, Tim Hardaway Jr. And some other pros on the court at the same time. So it was just crazy just being on the court too. And I'm not gonna say who won, but it was a good game.
Oh, now you have to.
You beat him?
No.
Do you take anything from that experience about either how you might fit or the challenge you have, or just anything that you might be able to draw from that experience that might relate to what you're going to try and accomplish now?
Just the way they carry themselves, and you see how the connection they had early on, and the chemistry they had throughout the season. They really stayed on top of each other. They held everybody accountable. Even sometimes you saw them arguing in the huddle, but that's how you hold each other accountable. And they were still good on the court. It didn't affect the play. So I think that's the biggest thing, just coming in, just constructive criticism.
Vincent, what was it like for you when you got taken at 52? Your family thought you were going to Utah. You were coming here. What was that all like?
Oh, it's crazy that to hear your name called is one of the most surreal feelings you'll ever have in your life. And family was all happy. Everybody was cheering. I was like, yeah, we can do Utah. And then I gave them the news about Houston, and there everybody just lost their mind. So it was an unbelievable feeling to be able to celebrate that with the close ones in the family. And it was also today's my mom's birthday, so it was probably the best gift I could ever give her.
How do you think you can contribute? Daryl said sooner rather than later. How do you think you can fit in?
Just being a guy that does what he's asked, being able to knock down open shots. I feel like that's a strength of mine, being able to stretch the floor a little bit however they may use me, whatever. If it's the 4 or the 3, just being that guy that can be versatile and guard. I'll try to guard multiple positions and just do what the coaches ask. And when I'm out there on the floor, keeping the rhythm of the offense and not letting the offense lose the rhythm of it. And then on the defensive end, just giving it all I have.
How hard do you feel like you've worked on your shot over the years? Obviously, most of your career is pretty strong.
Yeah, I've just put in a lot of time into it. Always getting in with the coach or a manager. My brother would come up and help me out, and family members would come up, and after the games, we would go right after the games and get in the gym and just staying there all night. One night we was out there until like 4 a.m. So it's always been a thing with me. It's always trying to improve and always trying to get better.
Any other questions? D'Anthony, I'm sure you've watched the Rockets play, and how exciting is it at the thought of being able to play with a team like this, the way they play, and the high intensity there?
I think it's an honor, honestly. Watching Chris Paul is always like a show. He's like a wizard out there, and James Harden, we all know how he is. He's just exceptional in everything he does. So it's just really big just to see I'm here. Put on a jersey and just maybe have my name up in the locker room and all that stuff. So it's just big, and they have some big things coming up, and I already know the end goal is the championship. So that's what I'm here for.
After all you've been through over the past 12 months or so, does this mean even more to you than it maybe would have otherwise?
Oh, 100%, because they're a team that took a chance on me, and they're a team that believes in me.
It's a pretty unique situation for you, obviously, coming into the draft after not playing for a year while still being in school. What were your expectations going into the draft last night?
I mean, any team that takes a chance on me is, giving it my all.
Knowing where you might have fit, as he said, had you been able to play, and then seeing the draft continue and not hearing your name called, how did you feel throughout the process last night?
I think it was just, I try not to get into, the order or like the numbers, but as long as I go to the right team and I feel like I got picked up by the right team, it was just, I think that was most important, and, going to a good team and a team that's going to, really value my skills. I think that's the most important.
You haven't been in a game situation like you would have been had you played. Summer League is right around the corner. How excited are you to be in that action coming up?
I don't think words can describe it, honestly. Just to be out there with, 9 other guys on the court, it's ridiculous to just even think about.
What skills do you have?
I think my skills, high IQ basketball, my defense, my instincts. I feel like my shooting's gotten a lot better, and my passing. I think those are all, what I bring to the table, and I think that's what the Rockets are made of too. So I think I can really help them with that, and really achieve what everyone wants.
Daryl, with all the things that have been thrown out about high cost, potential luxury tax figures down the road, how encouraging is it to see Tillman pay to pick up that extra pick at 52?
Yeah, Tillman and the whole Fertitta family just have really put a huge support behind us. I think people are going to be excited about the plans they have down the road to, build out our infrastructure and take us to the next level. And I think I can't emphasize enough how much Tillman and all the Fertitta family have supported us both financially and then in so many other ways in terms of our staff, and it's been such a great marriage. Obviously we're just a few months in, but it's been an amazing marriage so far.
Daryl, can you comment on any of the players you expect to have playing alongside these guys in Summer League?
I don't remember the rules of that. Honestly, I don't think I can talk about the Summer League team yet. So these two.
Can you? What about some of your current players?
Joe Chi will play.
Isaiah.
The others might get me in trouble. I can't remember all of them. So
Isaiah Hardenstein?
The 3 I said will play. Yeah.
Okay, you can't say that.
Yeah. So.
Hey, how much do you think being there all 4 years really will help you moving forward?
I feel like it's definitely helped me mature in the standpoint of not just on the court, off the court as well, just being ready. And I know it's a whole totally different league coming into this, but it's something that going under a program like we're doing under Coach Painter that prepares you for it. And he always teaches his guys to be professionals before they're professionals. So to just be here, I got to thank them and the university for giving me an opportunity, and then thank this organization for taking a chance on me in the draft.
You feel feel like you were able to elevate your game in the bigger games, in the bigger moments later in the season?
Yes, sir. I definitely felt like I was getting more comfortable and having more confidence in those games, and just really just trying to play the game, not trying to think too much, just go with the flow and just take what was there, and if it wasn't, just move the ball, run offense.
I know it's just happened. You had a chance to talk to Carson at all about Houston?
No, we kind of, he called me last night, but he texted me last night, but we haven't really gotten a chance to kind of talk about it, but I'm pretty sure he'll be calling me in like 5 minutes.
Anawaka's playing. That's the other one I can play. I'm trying to go through the list, and then there's 4 I think I can talk about now.
So what are the 4?
What's that?
You said there are 4 you can talk about?
Yeah, I said 3, and then Anawaka's the 4th. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Vince, how much did the switching at Purdue help you? I know not a lot of college teams switch that much. Purdue is one of the ones that does under Painter. Does that make you more prepared for this system?
For sure, yeah. I was actually at lunch with Coach D'Antoni. He was telling me how they switch everything. I was like, well, that's great for me because we switch 4 ways all the time. So, I mean, I know it's going to be some great guys out there on the perimeter, and it's going to be a tough challenge, but it's a challenge I'm willing to take and step up, and I'm going to come in and give them all every time.
Thank you. We're going to remove the table and take a quick vote.